USS Hammann is a rare rarity destroyer from the Eagle Union and is part of the Sims class of destroyer. She is available through light construction, the Medal of Honor exchange, and some map drops from 3-2 onwards. Hammann was launched at the Federal Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Company on the 4th of February 1939, commissioned on the 11th of August 1939, and sunk by the Japanese submarine I-168 on the 6th of June 1942 during the Battle of Midway. Before World War II, during Hammann's sea trials, it was reported that she could reach a maximum speed of 40 knots going forward, come to a complete stop in 58 seconds, and travel in reverse at 20 knots. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, Hammann traveled from Reykjavik to Hawaii and joined Task Force 17. Hammann acted as a screening ship for Lexington while TF-17 traveled to the Coral Sea, rescuing 2 downed pilots from the ocean while traveling. During the Battle of the Coral Sea, Hammann was able to shoot down multiple Japanese aircraft, but not before 2 torpedoes hit the Lexington fatally. Hammann picked up nearly 500 survivors before Lexington sank. Later at the Battle of Midway, Hammann screened for Yorktown, but the carrier ended up taking fatal torpedo hits, with Hammann rescuing survivors. A skeleton crew remained on Yorktown so that she could be repaired and towed back to port. These plans were foiled by I-168, who fired 4 torpedoes. 1 missed, 2 went under Hammann and struck Yorktown, and the final one split Hammann in half. The total death toll of Hammann was 80. In her base character art done by Yumisake Kada, Hammann wears a black and white maid uniform with apron and cufflinks, a United States flag tie, maid hairband, cat ears, knee-high armored boots, and thigh-high stockings. Her rigging is interesting, as the 127mm naval cannon is hanging on by leather strap, a 50 cal AA gun is on her waist, 1 torpedo launcher is under her dress, while the other is above it, and a stern is at her stern. In Hammann's voice lines, voiced by Asuka Ito, she's a massive tsundere and likes Yorktown.
Oi, Hammann のことをぼんやり見るでない。この変態。かわいい。褒めれば舞い上がるとでも思っているのか。このバカ者。ヨークタウン姉さん、ハムマンが絶対に守るぞ。ハムマンはもう怒る気にもなれないわ。ハムマンのどこを見てるのよ。変態！ハムマンと仲が良くなったと思ったら大間違いよ。でも少しだけなら認めてあげてもいいけど、ハムマンがなぜいつも怒ってるって？どこかのバカが分かってくれないのに、そいつに怒れない自分に怒ってるのよ。ハムマンを見ないでどこ見てるのよ。やっぱり女心がわからない大バカなんだから。ちょっとハムマンが積極的になってないだけ。なんでいきなり抱きついてんのよ。通報するわよ。この期に及んでようやく気づいてくれたから、ハムマンがありがたくもらってやるわ。別に嬉しくなんかないわ。委託が完了したぞ。このバカ。指揮官のおっぱか。変態。何をジロジロ見てるのだ。ハムマンをおだてても何も出ないわよ。ハムマンをいつまで待たせる気だ。一人で調査見て。この程度で喜ぶと思っているのか？新しい服だけなのに、なんでハムマンがスカートを託し上げなきゃならないの？もっと嫌そうな表情で。この変態！いつまで見てるのよ。ハムマン、ヨッタお姉さんのところに行きたい。お疲れさ。何も言ってないわよ。早く仕事に戻るぞ。もしウィンドウを開いたらひどい目に遭わせるぞ。どうしてハムマンと話してくれないのだ。ハムマンに触れるでない。この変態。もしもし、海軍部。そうなんです。こ この指揮官が痴漢を働いていますって。何見てるの？ハムマンはハムマンよ。ミッドウェイ？ハムマンはヨークタウン姉さんを助けたことに後悔していないぞ。今さらあんたに言われても変だ。でもありがとう。別にあんたのためじゃないんだから。こんな格好しただけで張り切るなんてやっぱり救いようがない変態ね。お疲れ様。何よ、バカでも努力しているならハムマンはちゃんと褒めるのだぞ。指揮官が頑張るというのならハムマンはもうちょっと付き合ってもいいけど。
At level 125 with everything maxed, base Hammann has almost the exact same stats as Sims, having 2 higher luck than her. She has 1,859 HP, 82 firepower, 290 torpedo, 175 AA, 207 reload, 206 evasion, light armor, 42 speed, 200 accuracy, 47 luck, 211 anti-sub, and consumes 8 oil. Base Hammann has 2 skills. At level 10, Flagship Cover reduces damage taken by the flagship by 25%. Her all-out assault looks like this, and is procced every 10 times her main gun is fired. Not great. The recommended equipment for both base and retrofitted Hammann are the exact same equipment that focuses on torpedoes and AA as Sims. For a main gun, something like the triple 102mm for decent rounds per second and allowing for a more often launch of her all-out assault. For torpedoes, the 533mm quad homing torpedo is always good, and for AA, the octuple 40mm pom-pom for faster firing. Ox equips use the Type 93 torpedo for higher torpedo damage and a high-performance anti-air radar to further improve her AA capabilities. In a retrofit art, Hammann's rigging and clothes have been expanded upon. Hammann still wears a maid-type dress, but it has a much longer skirt and is now shoulderless, opting to still keep some armbands and cufflinks however. She replaced her old thigh highs for white ones with garter belts, high-heeled shoes with propellers, and now has an American flag bow on her left side, a new cat-made headband and cat hair clip. Sims is holding up the front of her dress. Her rigging now has 2 127mm naval cannons and 2 533mm Mark 17 quad torpedo launchers. To be retrofitted, Hammann requires 17 T1 destroyer BPs, 13 T2 destroyer BPs, 1 T3 destroyer BP, 20,300 coins, a dupe of Hammann or a purple bullet, and for Hammann to be level 85. When fully retrofitted and at level 125 with everything maxed, Hammann has 2,069 HP, 97 firepower, 290 torpedo, 265 AA, 227 reload, 206 evasion, light armor, 45 speed, 200 accuracy, 47 luck, 211 anti-sub, and consumes 8 oil. When being retrofitted, Hammann gains the skill Anti-Air Mode. At level 10, Anti-Air Mode has a 25% chance to increase her own AA by 40%, but will decrease her firepower by 20% for 3 seconds. Much like her sister, there's no real reason to retrofit Hammann unless you're a weirdo who likes tsunderes. If you can get her from light construction before you hit 3-2, sure, maybe use her base mode, but if you want an AA ship, you should be really using a light cruiser, especially San Diego. The flagship protection skill is interesting, but if your flagship is taking so much damage that you have to use Hammann to mitigate some, you're probably underleveled or have weak equipment. Also, personally, I'm not a fan of the tsundere thing. It's about as annoying as her sister's teasing. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and check out my Azur Lane and Arknights videos as well.